Brevard Public Schools, Challenges, Achievements, and Preparing for the Future. Operating and capital are the primary funding sources for public education in Florida. The majority of the operating budget is spent on people in the form of salaries, benefits, and retirement. The remainder is used to pay for supplies, materials, professional development, utilities, and textbooks. It's important to note that textbooks are paid with categorical funding, which means that it must be used specifically for the purchase of textbooks and cannot be used for any other expense. Capital is designated by the state to be used for buildings or infrastructure, repairs, technology, buses, and debt service. In 2007-2008, we received $117 million in capital funding. This dropped to $41 million in 2012-2013, resulting in a 65% loss. There are two main factors for this drastic decrease. First, Florida's legislature cut our millage rate by 25%. Brevard also experienced multiple years of double-digit declines in assessed property values due to the housing market crisis. Since the funding formula is based on the number of mills times assessed property values, capital revenue decreased. The minimal capital needs above our debt service is $43.3 million. This will be used on critical projects such as $4 million in buses. This would bring us to an average replacement cycle of 14 years, even though the industry standard is 10 to 12 years. $6 million in technology renewal is dedicated to meeting new LAN/WAN standards that will help us accommodate the new requirements for online testing and coursework. It also includes replacing current computers on a 5-year cycle and does not include additional new computers or computer labs. $27.5 million for facilities renewal, which is 1.5% of our assessed value and is based on a renewal life cycle of 25 years, and $5.8 million for maintenance and repair at failure projects. We can't continue to defer these necessary projects. If we do so, buses become irreparable or cost more to maintain or replace. HVAC systems will fail, resulting in students and staff working in environments without climate control. Roofs can no longer keep water out, resulting in damage and mold, and pipes will continue to fail. Deferral of replacement is no longer an option. There are only a few ways to get the money necessary to take care of our growing capital need problems. First, we could ask the legislature to restore the half mil they previously cut. Unfortunately, after many requests, the indication from the state is that this will not occur. We could utilize capital reserve. However, this fund is running out and expected to be completely depleted within the next 5 years. As 55 other counties around the state have done, we could ask the voters to authorize a sales tax to generate capital funds. If this does not occur, then we have no other option but to move money from the operating fund to continue to provide funding for our maintenance and repair. In 2012-2013, as part of a $25 million capital cut, BPS transferred $4 million from its operating budget to capital for repair at failure projects. Without the sales surtax, people and programs will continue to be impacted. These may include programs such as elementary art, elementary strings, pay to participate athletics, and science research. There are benefits to seeking a sales surtax in lieu of additional property mills. In particular, not only do all of the citizens living in Brevard who purchase taxable items share some of the responsibility, but in particular, visitors and tourists will now contribute approximately 25% of the estimated $33 million annually. A 10-year sales surtax will allow the district to make strategic plans for renewal projects at its estimated $1.8 billion worth of property. However, setting a term limit to the surtax allows the community to evaluate the value of the tax and determine whether or not it should be renewed. How can the community feel confident that the money is being spent wisely? Currently, our facilities personnel have been trained to conduct a detailed needs assessment at each of our buildings. A list of renewal projects will be developed by July 2014. Each school will have a 10-year renewal plan developed that we will publish for our community. Lastly, to ensure that the projects are executed efficiently and according to plan, We have begun the process of identifying key community and business members to form a Facilities Capital Outlay Oversight Committee who will meet regularly to review the plans and progress of the projects identified in the plan. What will it cost me? While individual spending patterns will impact the exact amount for each person, the average household income of $50,000 annually, spending 10% of its gross income on taxable items, can expect to pay an additional $25 per year. To put it further in perspective, when a person buys a $30 pair of shoes, she currently pays $1.80 in sales tax. With the sales surtax, she will spend an additional 15 cents. Since the surtax can only be assessed on the first $5,000 of any one purchased item, such as a car or boat, the additional surtax on a $20,000 car would be limited to $25. So, what's at stake with the upcoming election? Let's begin by highlighting a few of the opportunities available to Brevard students and how they excel. Our students excel in music. We have 2.6% of the state's student population and 5.1% of the all-state music honorees. As you can see, outstanding music education yields high results. In fact, Florida recognizes specific programs as being so well done that they encourage other schools to visit them and learn from them. These are called music demonstration schools. Of the 32 music demonstration schools in the state, 27 of them are in Brevard. Participation in advanced coursework is on the rise in Brevard County, and so is achievement. Over a 5-year span, students scoring 3 or better on advanced placement exams increased by 63%, which is our highest passage rate to date. 88% of students taking international baccalaureate exams scored high enough to earn college credit. And while we are one of the few districts in the state to require all of its 11th grade students to take the ACT assessment, we still exceed the state composite score made up of primarily college-bound students. Lastly, over the past 3 years, BPS has nearly doubled the number of industry certification tests taken by students completing a career and technical education course of study, while still increasing the passing rate by 20 percentage points. Ultimately, the result is in higher graduation rates, which are significantly higher than the state average and continue to grow annually. We require 2 additional credits for graduation, more than the state requires, yet we are the only district in Florida to be in the top 5 districts for its graduation rate for the last 6 years. For more information, go to brevardschools.org and click on the Election tab. Also, make sure to like us on Facebook, connect with us on LinkedIn, and follow us on Twitter.